Good morning and welcome to the meeting of the Municipal Council. We will begin with a roll call starting with District 1, please.
Bruce Brown.
District 2, Brian Fuzzy-Connell.
District 3, Dustin Enslow.
District 4, Clark Brennan.
District 5, Lou Mullen.
District 6, Alec Morrison.
District 7, David Hudson.
District 8, Michael Young.
District 9, Wendy Sheridan.
District 11, Brad Redden.
District 10,
I'm District 11, Diane LeBlanc.
you jumped one.
Have you lost a finger?
Dane one, actually.
Thank you. Is there any disclosure of interest? Order of the day, clerk.
Yes, Mr. Warden, I'd like to add 3 items to the agenda today. Under new business, 6.2, the 5-year capital investment plan, which is staff report 2023-75. And item 6.3, staff report 2023-74, which is the 4-year strategic priorities plan. And under in-camera, item 8.3, under section 22.2F, litigation or potential litigation.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to amend the order of the day, please? Councilor LeBlanc and Councilor Gunn. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of our last meeting. Thank you. We'll move to page 11, recommendations to council from committee of the whole. Page 11, as I said, Councilor Bartow, please.
Page 11.
Page 11.
We'll follow the names we used at committee of the whole.
Which one is that?
5.1.
5.1. The Municipal Council amends AM 1.2.0 committees of council and council meetings procedures policy by adding Article 3, regular meetings of council. There shall be no regular meeting during the month of August, and Article 5, committees of council meetings. There shall be no regular meetings during the month of August in accordance with the 7-day notice given September 12th, 2023, committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor LeBlanc. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. 5.2, Councilor Hudson, please.
Yes. I move that Municipal Council use the proceeds from the sale of the former Town of Bridgetown Town Hall to fund the redevelopment of the lands adjacent to the former Town Hall, owned by the municipality of the County of Annapolis, as a paved parking area with associated amenities, and that the Municipal Council authorize the withdrawal of up to $186,702 from the capital reserve to be used for this purpose pursuant to the recommendation of the committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Enslow. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. 5.3, Deputy Warden, please.
I move that the municipality of the County of Annapolis send a letter to the Premier of Nova Scotia outlining its support for the Arlington Forest Protection Society and advocacy work surrounding the protection of old growth forests, and request that specific society and general community consultations take place in Annapolis County this fall prior to the province of Nova Scotia's development and approval of a comprehensive or long-term ecological forestry approach for the Nova Scotia forests, in accordance with the recommendation of the committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Gunn. Discussion. Deputy Warden.
I'd like to amend it by striking the word growth from between old and forest.
Striking growth? Oh, forest. Thank you. Is there a seconder for that amendment? Councilor LeBlanc. Discussion on the amendment. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Amendments carried. Vote on the main motion as amended. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Opposed? Motion carried. 5.4, Deputy Warden, please.
I move that municipal council give first reading to the S1 Solid Waste Resource Bylaw pursuant to the recommendations of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Gunn. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. 5.5, Councillor Longmire, please.
I move that municipal council convene a planning advisory committee, PAC, meeting on October 5th at 7 p.m. at the Lower Granville Community Hall for the consideration of the Habitation Community Municipal Planning Strategy and Land Use Plan documents in accordance with the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Sheridan. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. 5.6, Councillor Sheridan, please.
I move that municipal council authorize the withdrawal of $25,000 from the Capital Fire Services Reserve Fund to the Nicola and District Volunteer Fire Department in the 2023-24 fiscal year pursuant to the recommendation of Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Enslow. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Turn the page. 5.7, Deputy Warden, please.
I move that municipal council repeal AM-1.4.20 waste management site tipping fees policy in accordance with the 7-day notice given at September 12th, 2023, Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Hudson. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. 5.8, Councillor Obama, please.
I move that municipal council approve policy 102, personnel in accordance with the 7-day notice given at September 12, 2023, Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Enslow. Discussion. Councillor
Thank you
Gunn.
very much. I read that again, and I thought it was very interesting, the part that we would bring anybody's, if they're on maternity leave, it's normally 55% you get from the unemployment, and that we will up it to 70%. And I think this is kind of a good thing because it will encourage young people to come work for the county, knowing that they have that security if they plan to have a family. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. 5.9, Councillor Proud, please.
I move that municipal council authorize an additional $97,218 in funding from the county water and sewer reserves for the expanded scope of the East End servicing study in accordance with the recommendation of Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Sheridan. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 5.10, Councillor Hudson, please.
I move that municipal council approve a 5-year renewable lease agreement between the municipality of the County of Annapolis and the Annapolis County Outdoor Sports Society, ACOSS, to oversee the management of the Bridgetown Regional Outdoor Sports Hub, and that the proposed lease agreement be amended to add 7C Section 6, requiring them to have directors and officers liability insurance pursuant to the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Anslow. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 5.11, Councillor Connell, please.
I move that municipal council authorize an additional $14,000 in funding as an unfunded liability for the awarding of the fire service review contract in accordance with the recommendation from the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Bartow. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. 5.12, Councilor LeBlanc, please.
I move that municipal council appoint Maura Braun, Clifford Drysdale, and Gregory Hemming as the citizen members of the Climate Change Action Plan Review Committee, satisfying Section 28(2) of the policy, for a term ending November 30th, 2024, pursuant to the recommendation of the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Kraut. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 5.13, Councilor LeBlanc, please.
I move that municipal council appoint councilors Longmire, Bartow, and Enslow to the Climate Change Action Plan Review Committee for a term ending November 30th, 2024, in accordance with the recommendation of Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Sheridan. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
All opposed? Motion carried. Page 25, please. Warden's update. Comments? Questions?
I have a comment.
Councilor LeBlanc?
I'd like to say that you have been quite a busy person during the month of August, and because there's been a lot of things going on, so thank you for doing all the attendance to all these different.
Quite welcome. Thank you. Further comments? Okay. Now, 6.2.
That's an addition. So that was circulated to your desk.
Yes.
Capital investments.
5-year capital investment plan. Deputy Warden? You have? There we go.
I move that the Council of Municipality of the County of Annapolis adopt the proposed 2023 to 2028 capital investment plan.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Sheridan. Discussion. Councilor Connell.
I just want to state that over the next 5 years, the plan can change, and hopefully it'll identify projects done in specific areas within our county.
Thank you. Useful. Councilor Enslow, please.
Thank you. I'm just happy we have a plan, to be honest. So it's nice that some thought, a lot of thought went into this, and there's a lot of projects. And I'm very happy to see the amount of federal and provincial funding that's supporting a lot of this. So I know that our taxpayers will be very happy with that. And I'll be happy to see these projects move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Sheridan.
Just a question in regards to the federal funding. Is all of that just gas tax money, or is there additional federal funding?
Please.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, so some of it's gas taxes, some of it relies on federal gas tax money. So you'll see where it says provincial federal portion. Usually when it's federal provincial funding, that's usually infrastructure funding, which is over and above gas tax.
Perfect.
So in those instances, if we don't receive that funding, then those projects will have to be put off, or we'll have to find alternate funding sources.
Thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we move to the strategic plan. And that was in your box. And you have it before you, Councilor Enslow?
Oh, I have it, yes.
You have it?
Yeah.
Good. Would you like to make the motion?
Sure. I move that Council of the Municipality of the County of Annapolis adopt the proposed 2023 to 2027 Strategic Priorities Plan.
Thank you. Seconded by Councilor Gunn. And I would like to make a statement, please. This morning on the CBC News, we learned that the Prime Minister is in New York to discuss various international challenges with other world leaders. And I know from having been there for 6 years that the visit of the Prime Minister requires a great deal of interest and work. Our ambassador to the United Nations, Bob Ray, indicated today that what they have to deal with is the challenge of being practical and being positive. And so I want to give my view on this 4-year strategic plan. And as someone wrote to me, one of you, this is such a good news story. I feel there's something in it for everyone. There is a plan in place that broadly aims to meet the needs of all citizens, address the inherited aging infrastructure, leading by example to our caretaking of county lands, and improves public access and communications. This is an action plan with dedicated financing, timelines, and staff aside. We are committed, and I thank the council who sent that. And this plan outlines 5 practical and positive areas in which our citizens wish to see our municipality involved and aimed at improvement. The quality of life in our communities is good, but it can always be better. These 5 strategic priority areas are where council feels we will have the greatest impact on communities. First, investing in housing and housing infrastructure, and this is the greatest need in every community in our county, safe, affordable housing. Investing in our community infrastructure, that is large investments that organizations contribute to making communities more enticing to live in. Roads, water, sewer, green spaces, trails, sidewalks, etc. Investing in county-wide community facilities. And there we have the goal to ensure that all areas of Annapolis County have community recreational opportunities identified, clearly signed or marked, and readily available for individual and community use. Investing in our people. We know that without our dedicated and committed residents, our communities would not be growing and developing. Investing in our people requires the municipality to work with residents and community organizations and as individuals. Investing in partnerships and accountability. A start has already been made on this one with the establishment of the Intermunicipal Working Group on Governance. This plan is about people and their communities, big and small, east and west, north and south. We want to provide opportunities for the young and the young at heart, for people of all abilities, but most of all, opportunities which are free of costs and barriers. Our municipality must be a leader in making things happen and advancing our county. The plan is a start, not an absolute end. It will require determination and commitment from council, staff, our residents, and our business community. But we full-heartedly believe that by investing in our people, in our 100-plus communities, through these 5 priorities, we will be better. Discussion on the motion, please. Councillor Ansel.
Thank you. It's just nice to see, again, that we've updated strategic priorities and have a plan for the future. And the fact that I personally feel that we're actually in line with what the county residents like us to go in the right direction. And we're focusing on the key things that really affect them. I know that in here it talks about the Annapolis Basin Conference Center development and various other developments throughout the county. And I'm very excited to see this moving forward. And hopefully, I'll be here to the end of it. But who knows? There's an election in the middle. So, it's just nice to see. And thank you for the staff that put this together. And it's very well written and very clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Longmire, please.
Thank you so much. I just would like to say a sincere, enormous thanks to the staff and to our CAO for all of this hard work. This doesn't come easy, and to be inclusive of all. And we'd just like to make mention that I would like to see us include the words in some way in advancing our relationships with our Indigenous communities in our county. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Council comments beginning with District 1.
Thank you. Hello from District 1. Hopefully everyone has been able to enjoy some of our summer, which is rapidly coming to a close. Despite the abundance of rain in August and September, the county has hosted a number of successful events. Fort George Jamboree was very well attended. The Annapolis County Exhibition was a huge success with large crowds, along with many exhibits and events. The Bridgetown Cider Fest set the pace for many upcoming fall events. In addition, several of our communities and service clubs were responsible for numerous smaller events throughout the county. With September, the new school year has begun. And I'd like to wish all students, parents, and teachers a successful and great year. I guess I would end with, or come close to the end, with all of the challenges which were faced in Atlantic Canada over the past weekend associated with Hurricane Lee. I'd like to thank the hard work and dedication of our power crews, first responders, firefighters, and others who helped us to deal with the storm. I'd also like to specifically thank our county public works as well as REMO for their efforts during this time. And finally, as we move into our next season, which some of us think is the best season, I'm amongst that group, I would encourage us all to continue to support our local farmers, eateries, and businesses, while also providing help to those of our fellow citizens who are facing difficulties during these challenging times. Thank you.
Good morning from District 2. It was kind of a busy month for August, even though we had no meetings. I had the opportunity to spend some time with family and friends and a grandson that is enjoyable to have around. I attended Margarettsville Days. I took my old truck over to the car show, and which was not badly attended. It was probably 50 cars there and stuff, and there was a car show in Aylesford the same day, so some cars stayed for a few hours in Margarettsville, and then they continued on to Aylesford. Down in the community of, that was held up by the fire hall. Down in the community, it was very busy down there for the Margarettsville Days. So I think it was a great success, and there was a lot of happy and enjoying people there. I attended the exhibition along with my colleagues on different evenings. The exhibition was, I think, had a pretty good success rate. Things in the communities are coming back. People are going out. The Jamboree in Port George, I haven't got the final totals yet, but
next month I'll do a final report on that, on how many people and how it was. It seemed to be fairly busy when I was there doing the presentation of our support for that event. I attended Wharf Rat Rally. I went 2 days. I went Friday. It was fairly slow on Friday, but I went back on Saturday, and lo and behold, you had to really look around for a place for one bike to park. So it was packed. It was good. The events were good. They had lots of things on display and food trucks and stuff like that. So it was, and the people were, like I say, Digby was packed on Saturday. While I went there on Saturday, because I went by myself, I swung down to visit our newest park that I missed the opening to, and was very impressed with the park, very impressed with the kind of the skidway for handicapped people in wheelchairs to be able to go out in the water. While I was there, I met a gentleman that was in the Air Force all his life, and him and his wife lived in Greenwood. And he said he had been to Cornwallis several times picking up recruits and stuff, but he never realized there was such a nice beach. So when the county advertised it, him and his wife were determined to go and have lunch at Doors and drink at Doors and visit the beach, and he was very impressed with that. And I also saw many comments on Facebook, actually, younger generation people that had gone down and spent time at the new park and was very impressed. So I want to pass that along to our staff that had that park generated and with our support. So it is a nice addition to our county. Other than that, for the next few months, for Saturday is the breakfast in Margarettsville, and the first Sunday of the month is the breakfast in Port George until December. So everyone can go to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Usually we just go around. Okay. Sorry. First of all, I just want to share the thoughts of many parents that were thankful that school's in session. So I know it gives us a bit of a break. I know that you try to do whatever you can to keep your kids busy and entertained and try to give them different culture experiences. But it's always, I look forward to the first day of school more than any other student, I would imagine. So it was a busy summer, attending many events throughout not only my district, but throughout the county. And it was nice to see that the amount of functions throughout the county and the amount of people that attended, I feel we're pretty well back to pre-COVID events, and people aren't so timid to go out and enjoying themselves without a lot of the anxiety. So it's nice to see that we're growing in that, as well as seeing numerous new people that have moved here from not just Canada, but across the world. Just a few highlights that I wanted to bring up from the summer was I attended the Riverfest, which was phenomenal, and I just want to say our team come in second, so that was good. Bridgetown and Chamber of Commerce. The Cider Fest, which was another success. The Bridgetown Volunteer Fire Department 150th anniversary, which is a huge achievement. And they organized a well-turned-out event. Canada Day in Port Lorne, and one of my most favorite events from the summer was accompanying the warden and going around to deliver grant checks to the various communities. It was just nice to see and hear the thankfulness from the groups that the county is there to help them, because money is tight in many volunteer organizations. So it was just nice to get a tour and hear their stories, and it was just a good way. I just want to remind everybody that the Bridgetown Lines, the first Saturday of every month, they have their free will breakfast, and it's definitely filling, and no food goes to waste. Thanks.
Is that it?
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Thank you.
District 4, just adding a couple comments. I'll be brief. Changing the season that brings the children back to school, which means they're also walking down highways. We should be careful for their safety. I guess that goes without saying, but it's always nice to have that on the top of your mind while you're taking work in the morning or home at night. Also, the changing of the season with the hurricanes brings challenges and the cancellation of events. Those events that were canceled, I hope will be rescheduled. The community associations do a great job of providing gathering spots and reasons for us to get everything put together. So let's keep that moving in the right direction. Hope we're not disrupted by other events like this, and we were pretty fortunate. I guess we were scared more because of last year's events and what it did with Dorian and some of the other storms. But this one changed its track. It was keeping us guessing until it reached its destination, and we were fortunate that it easily passed by us. And we thank Kira, thanks for that. I don't have any more to say.
Thank you. Councilor Longmire.
Good evening from District 5. December started new with the storm, and now this past weekend has left us with yet another. I do hope that most were able to prepare for the unexpected and that the damage and power outages were minimal for most. Always a good idea for looking on our neighbors. REMO, the Bridgetown Emergency Management Organization, is a great resource that we have here in the county of Annapolis. No matter where you are, if you do have internet, you will be able to access the information on storms and much more. There are many other ways to find the information that can best help you find storm alerts, updates, how to prepare, along with conditions of roads and interrupted services and comfort centers by following the Nova Scotia EMO website. Twitter, there is also a newsletter that one can sign up on the county website. Annapolis REMO, Twitter, there are other community newsletters throughout the communities as well. Radios always provide a good source of information. Neighbors building good relationships with other neighbors so you can count on one another is vital. This summer was exciting. We saw so many festivals and several new parks open. It was a true joy to participate. In July, the Upper Clements Trail, and then in August, the Annapolis Basin Tidal Beach Park. Beautiful spaces to await your visit. District 5 offers a very beautiful scenic drive on both sides of the North Mountain as the leaves begin to change, and it is sure to be spectacular. Up and down District 5, there is a wide variety of artisans. To note just two today, Holly Everett is known for the folk-style paintings and has an endearing shop located on Harbor Mountain Road as we head over from Highway 1. Sylvia Slater-Paul is located in Parker's Cove, recently moved here from Ontario. She is an artist and painter of landscapes in acrylic and sometimes aqua oils. Her style can be classified anywhere from impressionism to photorealism. Her art is showcased on both Facebook page and website. Right now she has two outstanding paintings showcased at the King Cedar Lobby Gallery in Annapolis, Ohio until October. There have been several roadside farm stands still with fresh vegetables and fruit. The habitation is always worth a visit, and of course the Crow's Nest, which is known for serving some of the very best seafood. And if you can, don't forget the Deluxe Cove Wilderness Trail this fall. The Port Royal Lighthouse Association continues their very hard work with many volunteers, painting shingles and corner boards, and much more in preparation for completing the beautiful Shacklers Point Lighthouse in Port Royal. And this Wednesday, they are in need of a generator. If you do have one that you could loan for a short bit, and as well, if you do have a medium crown stapler, they would absolutely join them as they start to dress this magnificent lighthouse. I do receive many calls each and every week throughout the summer as we have faced such long grasses, long overdue of being mowed, and ditches that are densely filled with brush. Always makes it concerning when driving out of driveways and as well navigating corners. If anyone has concerns on how to reach out and put a complaint forward, 902-522-2844. September welcomes back students to schools, and we will watch busier roads, and I ask that you just pay attention. Thank you. Have a super summer. Super September. Summer's almost gone.
Thank you. District 6, I have 3 points. First is I'm glad that the Annapolis Basin Conference Center has made public its master plan for development of over 400 residential units in Cornwallis Park over the next decade or two. It will be interesting to participate in this project and to see how it develops. Councillor Longmire spoke about the new park, Fundyview, as did Councillor Connell. Elizabeth and I spent a couple of hours there last week or so. We met one lady who lives in the county who spent the 30 days previous traveling up and down Nova Scotia, visiting and sleeping in her car the whole darn time. And she really, really appreciates the park that is now fairly close to her home. One other point about the time we spent there talking with folks, for about half an hour, 45 minutes, the contractor that the county has hired to clean the sanitation facilities was there. And I watched him very carefully. A very dedicated young man, suitably dressed, gloves, 6 or 7 separate pieces of equipment that he used at various times, and he went about his job very deliberately. And if I can attribute an air to him, it was that of positive, and I'm glad I'm doing this work. And that, I think, will help reassure citizens of the cleanliness of that facility. Frank and Dora's, I was talking to Karen, the co-owner operator, and I said, you do know about the new park? And she said, do we ever know about the new park? First of all, we have people coming to eat before and coming to eat after they've been there, and we have a lot of people coming asking us how to get there. So it really is a multiplier in many ways. And yesterday at the Cornwallis Park Community Association Hall was an open house meeting to come and meet our Ukrainian citizens. And I was happy to see, first of all, that event happening, and second, the number of people who came from far and wide in Annapolis County to have a chat. Thank you, District 7.
Good morning from District 7. To start, I hope no one had any serious damage to their properties from the tropical storm Lee. We had high winds and a lot of rain, and some lost their power. These things, I believe, were expected. However, I think the storm was not as bad as it was first forecasted. As already mentioned by some of my fellow councillors, on July 28th, I had the pleasure with the warden and some other councillors of presenting grant checks to the Bridgetown Area Chamber of Commerce, the Paradise Historical Society, St. Anne's Anglican Church Youth Camp, and the West Paradise Community Club. All of these volunteer groups and the other grant recipients are owed a huge thanks for the work they do in their communities. The Annapolis Valley Exhibition, I attended that as did other councillors, and I guess I did my stint at the county booth the evening of the 17th. This was also mentioned, but the Bridgetown Cider Fest was held on the 8th, 9th, and the 10th of September, and was well attended. And while I have no report, I believe it was very successful. There were many activities, including buskers on Friday evening, which some were very entertaining. I'll call it the gymnastic group, the girls, who were very, very impressive. There was a street parade on Saturday morning, a car show on Sunday, and at Jubilee Park there were games and other demonstrations that were put on. I really enjoyed watching the young kids line up at the booth where they had the reptiles and stuff there, and they were standing all alive, very eager with their hands to hold the snake that they had there. So that was enjoyable to watch. I guess it goes without saying there were lots of food choices at Cider Fest, and I think everyone enjoyed themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you. Good morning. Thursday is the International Day of Peace and is celebrated by the United Nations. Let's hope they can focus on this when they meet in New York. The theme this year is sustainable development. And with that in mind, I'd like to give you an update on the progress of the sustainable forest management our county is implementing in Greywood. Mercy Tobiatic Research Institute has completed the biodiversity assessment and have identified what can be sustainably harvested. The intent is to begin this fall. This is great news. An excellent case of leading by example. I'm delighted it's happening in District 8. I joined the industrious group of people of Milford Hall for a meeting and will be part of a fall cleanup crew and part of the kitchen staff for the upcoming Harvest Fest. I also joined an event hosted by Tourism Nova Scotia in Bear River. Now, the economic development people attended, the Board of Trade attended, all of the community groups were there. This is great news because, they're going to combine their efforts of the community to further Bear River as a tourism destination. It's an excellent case of putting their heads together with a common purpose, and I applaud their dedication and effort. Good things will come of this. In other local news, I was happy to be part of the team from Annapolis County who minded the Annapolis County booth at the Lawrencetown exhibition. I have had a lot of fun and gave away I had a lot of great conversations with visiting patrons and was delighted to give away prizes. And I would really like to commend the staff that made things run so smoothly. It was a great event, and they really made it easy for the rest of us. Upcoming in this community yard sale at Foresters Hall in Clementsville on September 30th. Today is the opening parade of Queens County Exhibition, which runs all week and is always a good time for local participants and those from neighboring counties. Saturday, September 30th, is the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and Kejimkujik National Park has advised that no regular scheduled programming will be happening on this day of reflection and unification. I hope everyone's garden survived the storm and that you all enjoyed the bountiful growing season throughout the summer. And just to add on to that, somewhere along the line of this summer, I heard that there's a lot of rich men north of Richmond. Thank you. You gotta listen.
District 9. Hurricane Lee did affect the community of Nicktoll Falls. We have a community park and with a lot of locust trees. There was debris everywhere, so I just want to give a shout out to all the community members, the volunteers, and we were there yesterday morning. Everything is put back right in its place. Everything is so well done. And in saying that, it reminds me about the volunteer expo this weekend on Saturday. So I'm hoping to see a lot of people there. I'm going to be there myself. So I know there's a couple tables in from our community of Nicktoll. So I'm looking forward to that. And I have one event coming up in the Middleton and District Lions Club. There's a ticket auction and indoor yard sale October the 14th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you.
I spent a lot of time this summer around in preserving recreational facilities and getting into several conversations with residents of the Springfield, Cherryfield area about the recreational facilities they use. And the whole list ended up being some 25 places or so outside of the county, and quote, everything in Richmond. When I was looking at Google Maps about these places, I was surprised at how many were around and then quite densely located sometimes. And they assured me that they're all still in quite a bit of use. And what Springfield's always operating more out of the county than down in the valley before. And it just really punctuated for me how much we don't stay within our municipal boundaries, and that very much these municipal boundaries are only on maps, figured and literally. And that also punctuated for me how important municipal intermunicipal cooperation is. So that's my thought for the moment.
Thank you. I guess it's my turn. 11, yes. Now you know. I spent some time in the month to go over at the Port George Jamboree, and it was busy. I didn't see Councillor Connell there, but we were at different times, but it certainly kept being busy all day. So that was quite interesting to see, because there was people from everywhere. It was a few years back, you would see people from up the line, down the line, everywhere. So it was quite nice to see and to talk to these people. Secondly, yes, Nova Scotia was hit again. Here we go again with another tropical storm. If it's not one thing, it's another. However, it was way better than I think that we even expected, which in our areas at least. And I also would like to thank the WEMO and also our Public Works to be ready for anything is to happen and to come to the citizens' help and assistance. Thirdly, I'd like you to check out the Three Rivers Facebook page for upcoming events, because there's always something happening and new things are happening as well. And also at the same time, I'd like to thank the staff who are putting all the nice feel-good news stories on our Facebook page. All the things that, the checks that have been passed out, and the opening up of the park, and all these nice things. So thank you to staff who are doing those jobs for us. The next thing is, I'd like to wish all the students and the teachers a great school year, and to be safe and to learn as much as you can. And the last but not least, we are on fall pickup, or fall cleanup week this week and next week. So I know there hasn't been a lot of stuff out there, but that's probably because they didn't want to put it before the storm. So hopefully they'll remember that we have our cleanup, and I've been fending off all sorts of phone calls. I don't know which counselor mentioned it. Oh, I think it was Counselor Longmire, about the ditches being a problem and overgrown and hard to see and unsafe because they're like 8, 10, well, they're taller than me. So we're talking about 7, 8 feet of height that's obscuring, your line of sight. So as she says, you need to call the appropriate number and give them the knowledge that you know, and that helps out quite a bit. And we'll see what can happen from there. And have a good September.
Thank you. A lot of information. I'd like a motion to go in camera, please, in accordance with MGA's.
Well,
There's a,
Okay?
I wanted to ask a question about the tracking list before we went in camera, if I could.
oh, perfect.
Okay.
First of all, is this a public document?
The tracking list?
We shouldn't have the price we agreed upon for selling Orangetown and then putting it back on the market unless you're putting that price on it. I put somebody online, I don't know, for less than what you did we total last time.
What page are you talking
So
about?
that should be in there, the value of that. And
What page is that, Chancellor?
27.
Thank you.
And secondly, I was just wanting to inquire, did the aquatic center in Cornwallis get up and running? Do we know? I mean, we gave money and I've never heard anything, so
Yeah, I guess, Mr. Chairman, we've approved money, but they've never come and asked for it. So we send them a letter, notify them of council's decision, and I've had no conversation with them since then.
they're on that.
And I have not heard it.
Thank you.
In camera, under MGA section 22(2)E, contract negotiations and litigation, please. Councilor Dunn, seconded by Councilor LaFawn. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Aye. Thank you very much. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.